the rear view mirror of the leader. Christian Hohenadel now has got to focus forward.
Big bounce off the curb. Sorry, John. A huge bounce off the curb for the number 4 car.
In the hats and back together, coming through this rhythmic part. Now, chat going on. What is being said down there in the pit lane? There's nothing the pit crew can do now. They're blinked. They may not have needed to do this. The pace was good from Hohenadel, but had he used too much of the fuel, there's a second being taken out, half a second being taken out the lead in Sector 2. Paul?
4.3 seconds, something like that is the gap first to second.
Right. Now, how much heat has gone out of the tyres and how quickly can they get it back in the 29? Maro Engel is on an absolute tear at the top of the foxhole. 6 minutes to go, and they're going to have to do another lap. They're going to have to do another lap here. They're going to be over the line in around about 5 minutes. And that's why they've decided to put extra fuel in. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, the last lap. Unless something happens, this is not the last lap. And they're going to be racing through people who are slowing down to get to the flag after the half-past flag has come out.
Oh, this is going to be... they'll run afoul of traffic. Anything could happen.
5 minutes 26, and on a 8-minute 30 projected time, those cars will be across the line in 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes 40. We have got one extra lap to do.
Fascinating.
And of course, don't forget, there's no question mark. There's no question mark on the fuel of number 4. I'm not even going to suggest that. That would be an 8-lap run for them, which they can do. It'll be running dry. They'll be pushing it, but that means just a very, very light car at the end. And now the interest of everyone is picked up. Christian Hohenadel then with clear track ahead.
Ooh, and he's closing. The 4 car is closing, John.
It's nip and tuck. 158.008.
Ooh, that's quick.
For the 29 car, but a 57.1, the fastest Sector 3 of the whole motor race on the lap that counts. And it is pressure now being turned. The screw is being turned on Christian Hohenadel. They're not side by side. They might as well be, because at the moment, do you even talk to him at this point?
No.
Do you even tell Hohenadel what's happening?
No.
Focus forward. Those lights behind you, don't worry, it's a Peugeot 208. You've passed them.
That's right.
That's what you'd be telling them now.
You pull the rearview mirror off during that pit
stop.
stop.
And he's terribly bumped.
Heavens.
Threads the needle between 2 cars. And here comes the second place machine and gets a better run. No doubt Engel has gained some time there, but that might be the motor race. Right there. That pass that Christian Hohenadel has just made to go through 2 slower cars in the middle of the circuit. He has made a very brave decision at that point.
You made the great point earlier. There's going to be a lot of cars out there that don't realize race is coming up on them. They're just tootling around trying to get the final 3.5 minutes.
Oh, and he's held up in the carousel. There's a Porsche right ahead of him. Goes to the right, has to change and go to the left. And now it's on. The last half a lap of this lap. But I still reckon that they'll be across the line in something over 2 minutes' time. And we've got 3 minutes to the checkered flag. It's all on, and there must be another 25.3 kilometres of this kind of action, and now, this is just extraordinary. No full course yellows, nothing made up about this. This is how it's played out. This is how the strategy, the tactics, the pace, the weather, the traffic have dealt the cards to these 2 Mercedes-Benz team. Paul Truswell, this is absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, that last pit stop from the 29, the HTP car, 51.8 seconds in the pit lane from one end to the other. 32 seconds of that was spent going from one end of the pits to the other end. That means they took 29 seconds to get the fuel in the car.
And they are together. There's no need for a stopwatch as they're heads down in the final third of the lap. It's all quick through here, and they are together, and there's traffic. And now Engel has the relative comfort, I reckon, of picking his spot. Because he's got him now. He's got back to him. He's just got to stay close and not let too much traffic like the Glickenhaus go by, and see how he squirted through there past the 702 car. And now again the leader is forced offline, which this time it's Engel who gets beaten by the traffic. You live by traffic, you die by traffic as far as the stopwatch is concerned. But Engel is still there. He's not close enough for the tour. As he comes through, let's see what kind of run he gets onto the Dottinger Hole for what I reckon is the penultimate time. They will cross the line with about 25 seconds before that checkered flag needs to go out. I'm just looking at the actual time and the time that's on the clock.
Yeah.
The graphic is not exactly the same. There is 3-4 seconds difference, and that might make a little bit of a difference, but it's not enough. It's not enough. There's going to be another 25.3 kilometres of action, and my head is going to explode way too early if we don't dial this one back. The checkered flag is not out. It might be in the hands. There's the VW Golf that is a class leader.
Here we go.
All kinds of trouble. These guys are waiting for the checkered flag as they go through the Tiergarten, and they are again just 2 or 3 cars lengths between them as they head towards not the checkered flag. 37, 36 seconds as they go across. Absolutely unbelievable.
0.7 of a second, 25 kilometers. Can he get it done?
And it's going to be a 134 lap race, and that's why they needed to splash that car at the end. 8:19.002 for Engel, the fastest lap of the race, exactly when he needed it, and it's put him in position to win the 44th Zurich ADAC 24 Hours of the Nürburgring, and they're on the Grand Prix circuit now.
Catching is one thing, passing is another. I know it's a cliche, but it's good. I think he's going to have traffic, or this is going to be a bump and shuffle.
He's got to stay close to him. Does he bide his time? I think he's got a better car under him. I really do. And I think that Hohenadel has had to push perhaps harder than he wanted to. Does Engel take any opportunity, or does he wait to the Dottinger Hole? It would be a brave man that would eschew any opportunity that was presented. The checkered flag is going out now as he goes down the inside, and he's gone through, and there's contact, and he's gone through, and the leader's changed on the Grand Prix circuit. This is the last lap, and the crowd goes wild in the number 4 pit. Extraordinary pass with traffic ahead, and now Engel goes from being the hunter to the hunted, and HTP have had it snatched from them.
It was a bump and shuffle. He got in deep, put the door on him, and pushed him right off the racetrack. Here's another look at it from the helicopter.
Now coming up to the SS. Oh, it's a very bold move down the inside. He's there though, Jim. He's there. The door was not closed by Hohenadel quick enough. I think that's legitimate as he went up the inside, very much side to side, and perhaps even slightly ahead. Now the problem is here, he's the guy at the head of the field. He's got to pick his way through the traffic, and he's got to try and break the tour by the time they get to the Dottinger Hole.
And we'll see just how much the nerve of Hohenadel now, as he has got to pull out every stop. This is his...
the guys at HTP know that they rolled the dice, and the tour has been broken. Maro Engel is pulling off one of the results of the history of the 44 runnings of this event. He's on the Hatzenbach now. He's got a car. It's one of the Caymans between them. In fact, no, beyond that already, heading up to the top of the Foxhole. A little bit of damage to the right rear of the leading car, which is now the number 4. 3rd place confirmed, the 88 car. 4th, the number 9. 8th position, the number 2, which means that what happened to the 38 car? We'll check that back with that in a moment.
It made a pit stop as well, John.
Right.
So they've come into the pits and they'll come through and take the checkered flag, but they will have lost that 7th place.
So that's the battle for Bentley versus Audi in the battle of the VAG runners. as the 88 car has finished. Don't worry about that car going slow. Has seen the checkered flag lifted off and allowed the checkered flag to come out. Knew that they weren't in with a shout of first. Managed the time perfectly. Only had to drop 15-20 seconds to be able to make that happen. On his last lap did a 36 when we know that car can do 10 seconds quicker than that. The Haribo team are applauding their man as he comes through.
And there's been very little traffic, which is just a saving grace for the 4 car at this point.
Christian Hohenadel has done an absolutely brilliant job. Did they need to jump on that pit stop? There's the question. The blue number 9 AMG Black Falcon Mercedes has finished in 4th position. It's the Hout, Baumann, Engel and Muller car. But Maro Engel has a bigger prize in his sights, as he is halfway around this famous, infamous surface of racetrack across the bridge.
Ooh, he got held up. The 4 car got held up a little bit by one of the slower cars.
I don't
Not
think
enough, but
I said that I didn't think Hohenadel had the better car, and I'm absolutely positive now. The only question mark I am going to pose is the right rear tyre on that number 4 car of Maro Engel from the bump and run on the Grand Prix circuit, and the little bit of damage to the bodywork behind the wheel. Let's hope that that doesn't cause an issue. Coming now, climbing all the time. The next big landmark will be the Caracciola Carousel. And it's a clear track ahead of Maro Engel. And as I say that, there's 2 cars right in front of him, including one of the Audis. But he's scythed his way through there. Hohenadel perhaps sees an opportunity, and all of a sudden Hohenadel is reinvigorated, and under braking closes in a little bit at the bottom of the hill that leads up to the Caracciola Carousel. Surely there is not another twist of fate. Hohenadel must know that if he can get in the draft going down the Dottinger Ho, he's got half a chance. Through comes the Opel Astra, the 253 car. I think that's the family stride check, isn't it, that car?
Yep.
That came through. Sadly, the Kistling Motorsport 122 didn't finish the race. The foxtail did not flutter all the way through. The point I made earlier, Jim, I'm going to make again. Traffic at this point might not be expecting the leaders.
That's exactly right. We already saw it at the end of the previous lap. That group of cars that was slowing down at Tiergarten.
But most of the traffic will have gone through by now, of course, because the traffic will all have tried to time their run so that it finished at the flag at 3:30, not at 3:36 as we are now. I
think we've got about potentially 4 or 5 cars, certainly one, which the leader is coming up on at the moment. Oh no, hang on a second, he's not the leader anymore, of course. Right, there are a couple of cars ahead that may come into play. And there's one of them.
Contact.
There was contact there between the Renault Clio and the leader. There was slippery surface flags out as well there. The marshals are waving. Blue flags, though, still at that marshal's point. There's somebody who is doing a great job beyond the end of the race. The checkered flag came out some 6.5 minutes ago, and we are racing to the line. And this time the second place car is the one that gets balked by the traffic. Maro Engel then, heart in mouth for a moment there, as Hohenadel is seeing the victory slip away. Just the double right at Gallenkopf, and then on to the Dottinger Ho, and he's not close enough. He is not close enough. They've nicked it. They have absolutely stolen this one away. The number 4 team have done the business beyond the death. Quite a remarkable run for AMG Team Black Falcon. Maro Engel anchoring. Great work from Manuel Metzger, Adam Christodoulou, and the evergreen Bernd Schneider.
This will be his second victory for Schneider. Remember, he was in that car in 2013 that gave Mercedes its first victory at this great event.
And a huge gaggle of cars all staying to the right-hand side. They've had the word on the radio, haven't they? that the leaders were still coming behind them. That could have been a nightmare had they been caught at the wrong part of the circuit. And the 44th running of the Zurich ADAC 24 Hours of the Nürburgring comes through to win. Paul from Engel in 9 times. He took the pole in the 9 car, and wins in the 4. So Mauro Engel brings it home, and the disappointment of HTP must be absolute. And I feel Race Control are going to get, Paul, a visit from HTP.
I do hope that it doesn't end up with tears. I mean, I don't think that...
Yeah, he's already at Race Control, John.
Yes,
and don't forget the push start as well.
Well, the push start is the counter sue, isn't it? That's the point at which it all goes horribly wrong.
Well, I couldn't find anything in the regs that said that you're not allowed to push start the car. So I'm not saying it's not there, but I did have a look and I didn't see it.
There is Race Control, and there is the team manager from HTP demanding a word with the race director. I've got to say, I think that looked like a legitimate manoeuvre. And I cannot see that being overturned.
And I would think if he was that really upset about it, he'd have been there right after. I mean, he'd have left the pit box right after that happened.
Yeah.
At least I would have if that was me.
Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't a legitimate move, it was an inevitable move at that point, and you just have to feel for the HDP team because they did everything they really had to do, but they just got caught out. Had there have been, for example, another incident in the last hour of that race, which would have just caused the pace to slow a little bit.